Come see that's in 1556, Bitcoin versus Seashells, Fiat Muh Russia, Disruption on a Budget. This is a series where I summarize rantatonne posts made up of at least 3 things I've read, seen, or heard. First question, is Bitcoin finally being accepted as currency? Trump, in signing the Genius Act and a few other things, established a stablecoin pegged to the US dollar. This is using the cryptocurrency technology, and then there's a lot of meme coins and other things out there, like Trump's family has a different meme coin selling out, things like that. There's some questions going on with that. But the OG is definitely Bitcoin, and some say is the only cryptocurrency. And we have Safedin Amos with a video about the history about it. Chris Salmon's also talking about the difference between fiat currency and Bitcoin, and I like the stance that he takes on this. If you share the Austrian economics, non-aggression principle sort of mindset that I do, when you're debating something like taxation with a statist, when it comes to currency, they'll engage you in how much should be taken by the state, what is owed to the state, or who in the state legitimately can use it once the state has it. And they do this on the unspoken foundation that the fiat currency being discussed is not already a violation and abuse of what money could actually be. Next question, is the Muh Russia investigation another sideshow? Certain people specifically join the state so they can be above the laws the society they live in is subject to. This is known regardless of county, governmental system, or party. In some countries, it is common to have active coups or relatively hostile takeovers where a regime is incentivized to hold on to state powers if it does not want to be subject to said power. But that isn't the case in the United States, or it wasn't. Democrats and Republicans would engage in all sorts of political rhetoric when they were not in power, say, oh, this person's a criminal, that person's a criminal. But when they get in power, nothing much is being done. After Trump came in, who was kind of unprecedented, he was followed by Biden, who was the most politics as usual politician that there was, so he ratcheted up the unprecedented prosecution of Trump, which kind of went against that whole politics as usual thing where you don't go against the top people. You have some sacrificial lambs that are given out and things like that. But now Trump is back in and he's had some politics as usual things, but then he's talking about now this Russian collusion thing. There's actually an investigation starting. So here we have Robert Barnes and Viva Frey talking about that and other judicial issues. I still don't think anything's going to happen, but I would be happy to be proven wrong on this. Let's say I was writing a script to make some sense out of what's going on with this. You could have something where the dark cabal, the deep state, the real power movers and shakers in the world say, okay, you got to hush up that Epstein thing. That's going to touch too many people. That's going to bring the system down. But in order to placate your base, we'll throw you a bone with like the Muh Russia thing. You can bring that back up and then maybe you can pick like 11 or 12 of the 51 intelligence officers that said the Hunter Biden thing had the hallmarks of an Russian intelligence operation. Just something. But who actually thinks, looking at the state of the states in general, thinks like someone like Barack Obama would actually catch a case off of this? Last question, has the disruption arrived as scheduled? Been playing video games for most of my life. Now I'm getting more into making video games, looking into the background of how they're created and seeing what's successful. I'm in the process of starting an independent studio with some friends, but I'm also really amazed at what people can do just by themselves. Like this one game called Schedule 1, which is just a drug simulator. I think we used mostly assets and things, but just the way the game is put together is really engaging and has really made a lot of loot. Speaking of loot, my objections to the game Relooted isn't because what they were doing was a crime by going to museums and stealing things back, relooting things for Africa, because the crime genre is a really popular one in gaming. It was because they were trying to say that it's not a crime what they were doing. And that's related to this drug thing, because a lot of people object to cryptocurrency by saying, oh, Bitcoin is used to sell drugs, so we need to stop that, all the drug trade, all this criminality. But then it's like the dollar and fiat currencies are not already being used by that by states and other people.